On Christmas Day of 2024, satellite imagery showed a rickety oil tanker the size of 2 football fields slowing down in the Baltic Sea's Gulf of Finland. What the satellites couldn't see was the ship's 11-ton anchor, gouging a 60-mile scar along the seabed floor, severing the Estonia to Finland Est-Link 2 subsea power cable in the process. That's the accusation from Finnish authorities, who quickly boarded the ship. They assumed command, and they confiscated 100,000 barrels of illicit oil from St. Petersburg. That ship, the Eagle S, flies the flag of the Cook Islands, but European officials claim it's actually part of Russia's, quote, shadow fleet of aging vessels used to evade European sanctions. And this shadow fleet today accounts for up to 17% of all oil tankers worldwide. Some of those same ships, EU officials say, are engaged in sabotage of the undersea communication and data cables that connect Europe to the modern world. These deep water disruptions are just one example of how close the Baltic nations, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, are to the Russian war. Cyber warfare is another. A 2007 cyber attack in Estonia, widely attributed to Russia, was a wake-up call that spurred Baltic nations to become trailblazers in digital security. Following Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, such attacks have only intensified across the region. Recently, Google's intelligence experts have warned that Moscow has deployed one of its most elite hacking groups, known as Sandworm, to probe Baltic energy grids for weaknesses. Sandworm is the same strike team that has repeatedly turned out the lights in Ukraine. It's no surprise then that Baltic states spend more on defense as a proportion of their GDP than most other NATO member nations. Latvia, for instance, went from spending just under 1% of its GDP on defense back in 2014 to being on track to reach at least 5% by next year. That's a number that could melt even US President Donald Trump's heart. And it's not just geography that makes Baltic leaders nervous about their Russian neighbor. It's history too. In the 1940s, they were occupied by the Soviets, then the Nazis, then the Soviets again, up until the fall of the Soviet Union in '91. Baltic officials fear they could be Putin's next target if his territorial ambitions extend beyond Ukraine. That fear has only grown since President Trump has softened US-Russia relations behind Europe's back, all while berating Ukraine's president and parroting Russian talking points.